All right, I'm back, and I just wanted to talk about gastric bypass and relationships afterwards. I've seen several different videos, and I really appreciate them out there because they just hit lots of things on the nail. What I want to talk about my relationship and what's happened with my life. Before when I met my husband, I was not, I was, let me see. How do I say this? Okay, I was married. I was with someone for 17 years, and I weighed way into the 300s when in 96 when he left. And um, he is actually one of my really good friends now too. We met when we were 6 years old. My ex-husband and I did. We had 4 children, and we were the same age and went to the same schools and stuff like that. And um, we have beautiful kids and wonderful relationship now. But I was really big when he left. I was 350 at least, and I just remember thinking I wanted to be a wife and a mom. That is what my whole life is about, and I was determined that I was going to be that again. So I went on a really crazy strict diet and worked out a lot. To the point to where the gym was telling me I had to have a note from my doctor to be working out as much as I was. Seriously, I was swimming, running. I was almost passed out. I don't know how many times, because I was so overweight and trying to push myself. Well, in several different videos, you'll hear at my first video I said I was 168, and another one I said I was 140 something. Well, I wasn't lying. I did get down to 140, like 146, 148. I'm always a 6 or an 8 for some reason at the end. Um, but I pretty much went back up to 168 pounds and kind of stayed there. Um, and I did met my current husband, and we've been married 11 years, and together we have 7 children and 6 grandchildren. And my relationship, Billy is a lot younger than I am. He was 25 and I was way in my 30s when we were going to get married. We'd only known each other a couple weeks, but I saw the way he was with his daughters, and I had girls, and I had one boy, and I had the rest girls, and I was concerned about meeting somebody in the 90s when pedophiles were so huge, and I was scared to give anybody really a chance to be around my children. And once I saw him with his girls, I didn't care what he looked like. In my prior video, I showed you my husband. He was never my type look wise. It doesn't mean I say he's ugly or anything. He just wasn't. He wasn't my type. And I saw him with his girls, and that was it. And 2 weeks after, well, it's a long story, but anyway, um, I met him, but then I didn't see him again. And then I met him again, and we dated for a couple weeks, and we got married. That's the end of that. So it was a real quick thing. I don't know if I was scared, and I thought maybe no one would ever love me again because I had gone through being heavy and everything. So anyhow, long story short, I ended up getting very sick, and ended up in a coma in 2001 or 2002, and I was in a coma for 12 days, and I was being pumped full of steroids. That left me in a wheelchair on oxygen, and my lungs had just given up. That's all there was to it. And I got heavy again. I got right back up to 250 super fast, and he loved me no matter what. I mean, I made the right choice in this second marriage that I'm in. It's not really a marriage. It's a partnership. It's something I said in the parking lot at my church because I had asked him if he believed in God, and that I really wanted, when I did this the second time, I really needed to know that I was taking a chance on somebody who also believed in the same things I did. And I went to a non-denominational charismatic Christian church, and I sat in the parking lot and I prayed, why did you bring this person to my life? Why am I going to marry him? And I've only known him a couple of weeks, basically known him a couple of weeks. I met him in March, and like I said, he was living with someone else, and he was involved with someone else, and we married October 9th, 99. And I mean, I didn't see him again until the end of September, and then we're married by October 9th, go figure. So, um, but I asked God, why in the world would you put somebody like this in my life that makes so much sense to marry? but he doesn't have a strong belief in you. And I just kept getting this answer like he was talking to me, telling me, take that chance because you'll show him who I am. And I did. And he is a believer. And he does love going to church and he does love the Lord. Um, the timer's going off in my kitchen, but I'm going to ignore it. I hope it doesn't bother you guys. Oh, it's going to bother me. Hang on. Okay. Sorry. My husband had to go get our daughter and he's cooking. Um, so, so, my husband and I made an agreement when he was really worried about me going into surgery, and we made this deal. I had read a lot about gastric bypass and marriages failing. And one of you did a video on relationships and said that absolutely don't think that this is going to happen to you and blah, 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 blah. And she did a wonderful video, loved her video. But in reality, the statistics are that marriages do fail. A lot of them do, like a ton of them do. I went through a whole seminar on it. In fact, the college wanted, once you had gastric bypass, asked who would, you know, I got a letter asking me if I would talk about my relationship after gastric bypass with my husband, both sexually and mentally. And I haven't yet got to the point to where I'm going to do that yet for their study, but who knows if I will or not. Um, I'm not going to comment sexually, really. No, actually, I might. Um, oh, I'm already running out of time, and there's just so much to tell you in this video. Um, so I'm going to get in what I can. So first of all, my husband and I, when I decided to have this surgery, it was going to cost us a lot of money, and the money was a factor in because it was $21,000 out of my pocket by the time I paid for hospital and everything else. The money was a factor because it was close to Christmas time and it was right before Thanksgiving. And it was putting a strain on us to where we were arguing, and to the point to where when he asked me not to have this, I thought it was for money reasons and not because he was worried about me. So that caused another little strain in our relationship. And because you start thinking all sorts of weird things before you go into surgery. So we sat down and we had a talk, and it was pretty much the fact that um, we needed him to change something to make him feel better at the same time that I was changing something to make me feel better. So we both had two goals. One was his and one was mine. And they could be completely different, but he was going to do something to feel good about himself, and I was going to do something to feel good about myself, which was losing the weight and having the surgery. And I figured that was very important to us in order to grow together and continue to grow as far as the surgery went, and me losing my weight and continuing to find attractive things about each other, and not saying, well, now I'm skinny and I'm just going to leave because I was never, happy or whatever. Because you always think that you're happy when you're heavy, or you settle. Does that kind of make sense? Like you just settle. And like I told you in the beginning, Billy was not, I'm not saying he's ugly, okay? But he was not my idea of look wise. Believe it or not, that's what I thought in my mind. Look wise, he was not my idea of what I wanted my husband to be or look like. And I'm going to end this video and do a part 2. I'll see you in a minute. Bye.